Hello guys, today we are going to talk about if statements. What are if statements? Sometimes in our programs we need to decide which block of code we want to execute. So for that we've got keywords, tools like if, else if, or else, and we can, based on certain conditions, dedicated actually conditions, decide which of them will be executed. I show you how to understand and use them. So first of all, we need to understand they are associated in some way. And the second thing is the order in which they are executed. So as you see here, the if statement is always on the first place, or only if we got only one condition to check. And the second is else if or else, right? So it depends on what we want to achieve. But the else if can be in the middle, right? So we've got if, else if, and the else in the end. So that's the example. Okay, let's go to a few examples and syntax. So for if statement, this is correct example. We can write the if statement in the following way. So first of all, we put if keyword and then rounded brackets, and it's like a condition. Condition has to be a Boolean value, like true or false, right? Or we can use some comparatives, as you already know from previous video. And then we provide curly brackets, open and close bracket, right? And between them we can put whatever we want to execute, right? So this is how the if statement looks like. So if the condition is true, the block will be executed, right? Here we've got some small exception, some feature actually. If we've got only one instruction, we can avoid brackets. Brackets, I mean curly brackets, right? Those brackets. But those rounded brackets for condition has to be provided, and condition also. So, but if you want to, only print line something, then you can avoid the curly brackets. So that's only one instruction ended by semicolon, of course. Okay, let's go now to the second example, if with else. Again, this is correct example. And first of all, it always has to be if statement. And then we've got else keyword with, again, curly brackets. And those block of code will be executed if the condition is false, in this condition, right? So it will be executed in any other case. So that's it. Okay, and the last example, if with else if and else. This is again correct example. So we start with if statement as always. Then we've got else if. Please notice that we put else keyword and if keyword, and we need to provide second condition. So it should be something else that is in the first condition, right? Because we want to check something else. So if the second condition is true, then this block will be executed. And we can put else block in the end. We can, but we don't have to, so it's optional. And that's pretty all. Okay, and the last example, this time incorrect. So first of all, we've got if as always, and then we've got else. So this is correct also. And then we've got else if, and this is not correct because we've got here a syntax error. The else if has to be always before else, right? So else always in the end, and else if always in the middle or in the end. But the case here is that the else has to be after else if always. So that's the case. How to fix this problem? Of course, it depends what we want to achieve. And the possibles are we can remove else if, and that will be okay because we've got only if and else. We can remove else, or the last one, in the last option we can change places else and else if. So that would be good. Okay, and that's pretty all. We can go to practice. Okay, let's do some examples. Okay, first of all, if statement. So let's start from if keyword, then rounded brackets, and here we need to provide the condition. True or false has to be right. So true. If it's true, we can the block of code will be executed, right? So let's see out, and let's say if true. Let's check this out. This is a very simple example. Okay, if we provide here false, it won't, right? So as you see, the system out print line is not executed because the condition is false. But we rather want to put some other kind of conditions like comparatives, for example. So let's say maybe prepare the variables int a equal 5, int b equal 3. Okay, and let's say a greater than b. Okay, and that's true, right? And that's true. Okay, we've got the proper result. Okay, what else? We can use else statement if the first condition is false, right? So let's make it false. Like let's change the direction maybe. So a is less than b, and here else true, cause the condition is false, right? Okay, you got Elsa here, so that's correct. Okay, what else? Now we can add the else if always in the middle, right? Else if condition something else like a equal b, let's say. Else if true. Okay, now it's of course false again, right? Let's try equals 5 and 5. Else if. Okay, that's correct. What else? As I mentioned, we can avoid the curly brackets if we've got only one line of instruction ended by semicolon, of course. So we can remove the brackets here everywhere, because for each of keyword, for if, for else, we've got only one line of code. So that's why we can avoid the brackets, and this is correct also, as you see. No syntax errors. But okay, let's back to brackets maybe. Okay, and now let's check. Let's provide maybe some other example. Let's say I put here the C. Okay, put something like this. So here less, greater, and equal 0 and 1 to make sure which one is which one exactly. And let's okay, yeah, again here. Let's change here. Okay, and you've got the result here, right? Because A equal C, and that's all. One very maybe a little confusing example for beginners. Let's say we've got something like this. I put here D. Okay, and we've got B, D. 2, right? So all variables are equal 5, and here we've got true, and here also we've got true. But please notice that only the else if one over here is executed, because if the one of them is true from this chain, let's say we can call it as a chain, is true, then everything else is avoided and the program is going on. See out. Here, right? As you see, everything here is the print line, and those two, actually this line and this condition is avoided because it's executed actually, because first one we've got here a true, right? Okay, how to check this one, D and C, actually, because you want to check it, right? We need to start from if again. So we've got first if and second, and here we've got again check the D and C. Let's check this out, and this is correct now.